Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host today, Lipstickpaddy, and today we're looking at Final Girl. Oh my goodness, this is definitely a Kickstarter you want to see. Let's jump to our highlight reel. This could be the most successful solo board game on Kickstarter. Look at the art! Variability up the wazoo! Big time! If you're new to Kickstarter, expect $100 on a game that you want to back, because they always produce something worth $100. And trust me, there's something very exciting going on in this Kickstarter that we need to talk about as well. Because if you look at the lid is coming off and becoming the board. Because my nephew fell off this couch in fear. Gushing with theme and story. Rulebook, have you please? This feature film features Hans the Butcher. Certainly, if you want to know the stories of this, there's an exciting stretch goal. There is an exciting stretch goal. Yeah, I love the reflection of the moon in the lake. Oh, the detail! I love this haircut. I do. Racco's my favorite character. This feature film box has a killer of a different kind. Can the babysitter turn savior find Carolyn and get out before it's too late? If you know a German, ask them about a poltergeist. The victim is going to be so scared they jump out of the window and die. And why are you babysitting in this haunted house? Like, no one's living here. It doesn't look like anyone's living here. Is it that you're babysitting for the Addons family? Reminds me of Carnival Zombie, and that's a good thing. Am I butchering these names? I do apologise. Is here a new piercing on the vocal pipe in Kanyaba? What the heck is this? I've missed this horror movie in my time. What's the win condition here for the heroines? It'd be nice if his hero was like that. I mean, look at this guy. What's that? Look, you got it right here. This is the pose you want. I'm trying to convince my wife to get this code, but it's kill or be killed. When you go retro, you need retro furniture. Dynamic poses, please. Miniature, she looks great, doesn't she? There's a mega stretch goal. If they can hit this in 12 days, they are going to announce a mega stretch goal. There's high hopes for this campaign, looking solid. Some very, very exciting Kickstarter. Oh, yes! It's going to be the solo game of the year, isn't it? It's going to be it. Much to see on this Kickstarter, big time. And check the show notes if you want to jump to any part of the video. Else, watch on for the great content. And we'll go straight to the Kickstarter page right after this.
The next social stretch goal on KiS 102.4 is the 250 subscriber. Subscribe today and unlock new music that will change the music in all the videos in the future. You could be part of the evolution.
Oh, Final Girl, here it is. A solitaire game that is going to absolutely want your attention big time, as it has so much going for it. Let's go down the page and check it. But first, wow, what a first day. This could be the most successful solo board game on Kickstarter. It's looking like it could explode. It's going to be over 1,500 backers on the first day, and wow, look at this. It's exploded. Reason 1, Van Ryder Games, phenomenal Kickstarter company. Reason number 2, this game is coming from a previous title. It's using the same mechanics, Hostage Negotiator, so fans of that might come over. Reason number 3, the horror genre is underutilized in board gaming, in my opinion. When it comes to Halloween, what are you going to play? There's only a handful of games that you could count on one hand. And this is a good solo Halloween experience, if not going to be the greatest. Alright, so I like these campaigns that are 24 days. They are Very, very cool. I like them. They're not the big 30, they're not the short 15, and they're not the ridiculous 7. It's a nice sweet spot. Yeah, we definitely are backing this game because it blew me away, and I'm a fan of Van & Ryder games. We have got City of Angels, Detective, which was also phenomenal, and the writing in some of this is done by the same team, so props to them. The art, look at the art, it's so good. I love it. I love this art. I love them. Look at these girls. If they were looking at you, you can tell they're not happy what you've been doing. This is kind of a table layout, and it's interesting, the table layout, they've put it on this perspective. It's kind of a weird 60-degree perspective, kind of hiding stuff here. But quickly, you've got the shop here of abilities. You've got a currency of time. So if you build up your time in the game, you can buy more expensive things in the shop. But time is also a currency to activate these cards too, if you get bad rolls. There is dice mitigation. You can buy a card in the shop that lets you re-roll. And another currency in the game is these victims that are on the board that you can rescue. Each one is its own currency. Then you have like a mini shop on your player card down here. I wish this player card was bigger. I really wish it was as big as the boss card here. It just looks like a little tiny thing. Why can't we be as big as that? I want a big, look at this beautiful art. I want a big hero image this big. Yes, that would be really nice if they could do that. But anyway, on the card here, there are 6 special things that each hero can unlock. So if you rescue a victim, you can put it in one of 6 of these, so it becomes like a mini shop, which gives you something really nice and one-time action. And once you fully complete this, you're going to flip the card over and you get your special ability unlock, which is really, really cool. All right. These victims as well are very silly, as there is, like, as you're turning decks over the event deck, these can kind of run around absolutely nutcrackers crazy. Also here we're seeing the red mini here, which is the enemy boss, and the pink one here is the girl. Now this is getting minis. Oh yes, it's getting minis. That's what we'd like to see. Also, if you do get a bad roll, it does allow you to burn cards to push off the success, if you wish as well. So there is some good dice manipulation, you know, getting over the bad luck. But it's not gonna. There is still luck here for certain. But you know, when you've got a bit of luck, when you get the dice and it hits the jackpot, that's when it feels great. So you take the rough with the smooth. This game is totally set up where it can have lots of additional content too. The core box here, this is giving you things like all of these you're going to rescue these victims. These are the ones that are coming in the core box. Also, the tarot deck coming in here, the shop is coming in here, and the items in here too. So, and basically, you're going to be plugging these into the core box essentially. What's interesting as well is the cover of these boxes are magnetic covers. You can take them off, and they become the player map, which is curious, isn't it? Hopefully that will mean that this player map board is it's going to be the thickest thing of everything. If it's the box protects it as well, this could be really thick. What's in the FAQ, it talks about will all this stuff fit in the core box? Well, the core box is the same size as these. They're not going to fit in. And they just say, if you want to fit all of this in a box, just find yourself a box. Well, that may be. But if you made a box, that would be really cool. I think one of the problems making a box for this game is, if it is successful, it totally is successful, it's going to have another Kickstarter maybe in a year or two where it has more expansion content. Then what are you going to do with that big box is the question. So you'd have to make a box that has expandable space in it. With Detective City of Angels, that box was big enough for expansion content, so they would have to make something pretty big to fit this in, and we may see that on the expansion if it comes down the line, is what I'd imagine. But hey, you know, at the minute we're getting this, and you should be able to store it like this, and like I say, if it comes around again for another Kickstarter, that's when I expect it, a bigger box coming then. If I see the big box coming in this Kickstarter, I'll be frankly surprised, and it will be wonderful for everyone involved if that happens, but more likely it'll come on the next Kickstarter. Yes, it is highly thematic. Oh yeah, highly variable. Yep, variability up the wazoo, big time. Lots of things can change. The map can change, the hero can change, and the enemy boss can change too. Each enemy boss has their own win condition as well. Like Hands, you've got to destroy. The Poltergeist, you cannot destroy her. If you're going to rescue somebody, a little girl, and take her out, is what that goal is. You are going to be the star of one of the feature films, which is going to be good. I know the game is called Final Girl, but each of these movies, do they not have a title on them? Are they just Final Girl? Is it Final Girl, the original Final Girl, the sequel? Is it doing that? Like, for example, in Detective City of Angels, each case file had its own title that you were playing. But anyway, I mean, they've got this little thing at the bottom, which is the boss, Giuseppe or Hans, Poltergeist, and Incanti something. I can't read that from here. Yeah, so totally cool. They have this interesting pledge here at the $100, because of course everything's $100 on Kickstarter. If you know, if you're new to Kickstarter, expect $100 on a game that you want to back, because they always produce something worth $100. This is actually very good value. If you go for the core box, 35 with a feature film, and then it's going to be 20 as an add-on if you want to a la carte them in. So that's going to be 60 plus 35. That's going to push you at 105. And this is throwing the mini box in, which is 20 as an add-on. So that's 125. So you're saving $26 with the full pledge here. So $26 saving. Good value. And of course this is going to include all of the stretch goals, and trust me, there's something very exciting going on this Kickstarter that we need to talk about as well when we get down the page, because it's a nice reveal that we'll leave at the end. Yes, they have pulled out all the stops and invented a new and innovative feature film system. It is cool. Very cool. The core box, when combined with one of the feature film boxes, has everything you need to play Well, you can actually bring the unique killer. You can put it into a different location, and you can have a different hero. You can really mix it up if you want. And yeah, the more feature films you have, the more killer location combinations you can experience. Now you'll see here in this animation that the box, if you look at the lid is coming off and becoming the board. You can also see here the size of this box. It has a mini insert, you can see here, for your cards. The hope is that if you sleeve this up, that it'll fit, is the hope. And there's a little... So yeah, it's very, very cool, isn't it? Magnetic, that's a lot. I'm guessing this is going to be nice and thick and sturdy, as thick as... You know, you're not going to get any card as thick as the box, so this is going to be great quality. So it looks like each video box you get then, I keep calling it video, VHS box, it comes with a unique tarot deck. It's coming with, come on, I wish you could pause this stuff. Come on, you're going to get 1 second. Item deck, setup deck, and event deck. So, ooh, you're getting, so item specific, and your setup is your random setup where you put in the victims, where you're starting off in the location, and where the killer is starting off in the location. I keep saying enemy boss, the killer. Well, I guess he's only the killer if he gets to kill a victim. If you're Supergirl, you you can stop all that happening. Yeah, and you can see here, setup is quick, isn't it? Really, definitely is quick. Rip the lid off. Ooh, hang on a second. There's the big lid for hands. Right. The lid here for the map. There's 2 lids. I'm colour me confused. What's going on here? Right, you've got the final girl here. That's Hans, the killer. Okay. Final girl here, the map. So there's 2 VHS boxes here. That's why I'm confused. I'm confused by this. I'm confused by this. It takes the final girl box here for Hans, and the Creech Manor is coming from the Poltergeist one. But the Poltergeist one has a Poltergeist box. I don't understand. There's 2. Oh, I'm confused. Alright, so here's the code box. The rulebook, which it's not on the Kickstarter page yet. Hopefully it will come on. Will come on to this page. And but you can watch a playthrough to see how it plays. I have a few questions when we get down the page, which is why I'm kind of requesting the rulebook. We may see that answered in an update though later. There is that. Coronavirus. Excuse me. These health tokens are very cool. You give them to the killer and give them for you. You don't know what's on the underside of them, but when you croak, when you die, you flip this over, and it could give the hero or the killer a second wind. They could return from the grave. I don't know if you've seen Friday the 13th Part 2, but I watched it with my nephew, and in the final scene when she's in the boat on the lake, is this a spoiler? All I'm going to tell you is my nephew fell off the couch in fear when the boss returned at the end of Friday the 13th Part 2. Oh my god, and he still remembers it. It like ingrained in his grey matter. Even now, if I bring up Friday the 13th, he will remember that. So there's great gushing with theme and story as things are happening in this game, and that's what really sold it to me. It really has its unique story that you're going to be bringing out of every game. Going to be great. It's interesting, these victim meeples, because I would potentially get rid of these and just use my Monster Slaughter victim minis for this. Really pimp it out. If you have Final Girl killers meeple-ized, then you know, destroy the meeple, no meeples to my game. Yes, if you want meeples for victims, Monster Slaughter is the game to get a set of victims from. It is indeed. If it ever goes on to Kickstarter as well, you can buy the individual minis. They do allow you to do that for your role-playing needs. And it's certainly going to come and rescue this game from the meeple. Yes, the bloodlust marker as the killer is getting savage. These victim holder cards and matching icons. I'm a little bit unsure what this is. And the special character meeples, not sure what they are either. So, rulebook, can we have you please? No. Here's the first feature film. Prepare yourself. Summer camp turns deadly in. The Happy Trails horror, produced by Evan Derrick. This feature film features Hans the Butcher, who murders and feasts on unsuspecting campers. When an unlikely heroine emerges, will it be enough to stop the killing? Don't miss this engrossing film with gorgeous scenes from the director of photography, Tyler Johnson. Sounds good? I'm sold! Double-sided box. Double-sided box. Front and back. Okay, there you go. Double-sided box. One for the killer, one for the location. Oh, why not? Why not? Bigger boards for the heroes. Or the heroines. They are heroines. I love this art. Look at Raiko here. Oh. She looks fantastic. And she's been through the war. How did she rip her shoulder? What is going on here? Laurie does not look happy, does she? Look at that. And they both look like they've been in the war. Raiki's got blood on her head. And certainly, if you want to know the stories of this, there's an exciting stretch goal. There is an exciting stretch goal. You can see the Camp Happy Trails here. I love the reflection of the moon in the lake. Oh, the detail. Oh, it's so exciting. It excites me big time. As you can tell, it's looking wonderful. It is looking wonderful. You can see here on the Happy Trails, you've these little green exit points. You've got to get the victims to these to rescue them. And there are certain places you don't want them to go to. There's going to be like a location on the board which is going to be deadly if they go there. And for example, on this board you have dice numbers here. So an event deck might say roll a dice for each victim to see where they're moving to. And if they get in the very hard location, they can only get out with a 5 or a 6. We can't see what it is here, but I think it's the lake. If they go swimming in the lake, it's a 5 or 6 to get out. That's just my guess, because Raiko's beautiful head's in the way. I love this haircut. I do. Raiko's my favorite character. what's included then. So you get your unique location, you get the unique killer. The killer's going to have his own dark powers. The stretch goal has already unlocked a 4th dark power card, but hang about. The stretch goal unlock is an advanced dark power. It's like a ultimate ability. It's going to make it very difficult if you activate that, and you can take that out if you want an easier ride. It's like a harder mode, which is cool. It's totally cool that that's going on. Items then that are related to the location, tarot cards, all these should be pushing to the location. So, for example, the event deck could say, if you're on the dock, jump into the lake. So you can't use that event deck with another location because they're going to be pointing out stuff from the trail, and it's going to make sense, isn't it? You know, all the victims, keep calling them victims. I guess here it's campers. If any campers are potentially near the lake, they all want to go for a swim, so they're all going to jump in. So it's going to be a thematic event, which is lovely. What's cool is the final cards. There's going to be like a countdown of the decks. So for the boss, he only gets rolled about 8 cards. And so when a tower event happens, you're going to turn over a card, and once they run out, you're going to flip his final card. So you don't know what that's going to be until you get there, which is going to be, hopefully you don't activate the final card. Here are the minis. I wish the minis looked a bit more dynamic, especially the boss. You can see here in the blood bath card here, I wish the mini was like that. I know it'd be a bit more painful to put in the box, but surely the box insert can be designed and I don't know, arranged in the box to fit dynamic poses in. That'd be nice. Yeah, and it would be kind of nice seeing the heroes as well doing something. But I don't know, but it's the cost, isn't it? The box of these minis is $20, so that might cost more. Might be more money if you want them dynamic, so there is that. And obviously the bases here are kind of bare, but you know, this is not predominantly a mini game, so I can't really push the minis too hard here. And frankly, the fact that they're here is great. It really is. The Haunting of Creech Manor. When a family moves into an infamous Creech Manor, their little girl Carolyn begins noticing supernatural phenomena. Produced by AJ Portfolio, this feature film box has a killer of a different kind. Can the babysitter turn savior find Carolyn and get out before it's too late? Tyler Johnson reprises his role as director of photography in The Poltergeist of Creech Manor. Love this art of The Poltergeist, look at it! Got one little thing though. How can you draw a poltergeist? You can't see them! That's what a poltergeist is, telekinetically moving things around. It's a ghost, isn't it? Interestingly, if you know a German, ask them about poltergeist, because it's a word from German. And when I used to work in Germany, I used to ask people about this word, and they never knew what it was because they don't believe in ghosts, even though this word comes from the language. Yeah, the Catholic Church has renounced ghosts from Germany, so nobody knows about it. Whereas if you go to England and you ask anyone about poltergeist or ghost, everyone's got a story. They do, because the Protestant Church is quite happy to not cover it up that ghosts exist. It's So, if you know a German, ask them about a poltergeist. What does it mean? For me, it's a ghost that you can't see that's telekinetically moving things around. So how the heck are we seeing this? Is it been taken through some kind of UV photography? Maybe. I'll go with that. Okay, I'm in. Alright. Another menacing lady with, look at these hands. Ooh. If she's haunting the area, though, she's probably from this house originally. So what happened to her to haunt it? Oh, there's stories to be told here. Now, Creech Manor. If you look at this house, it's not a house that people are living in, is it? I mean, if you look at this foyer here, the entrance hall, look at it, it's like dilapidated. There's rotting walls, it looks like. There's no interior. If you go in here, I don't know what this is, but it looks all rotted and old, cobwebbed and stuff. There is a ballroom. Someone's left the lights on in there. And so yeah, it's supposed to look like it's a haunted house is the concept here. A dirty, rotten bathroom, broken stairs going up in the attic, and stuff like that. So on first look, you might think, oh, that house looks terrible, but it's supposed to look bad. It's supposed to look haunted. Here, though, you can take your victim. You see the attic is the place you don't want to get them because it's a 5 or 6 to get out of there. Ooh. Also, for example, if you go here to the bathroom, you're going to need a 5 or 6 on the die. No, if a victim's in here and they get a 5 or 6 or a die, the victim is going to be so scared they jump out of the window and die. So, you know, you don't want them in these rooms with a 5 or 6 in, because bad things can happen to them. Oh dear. They're like lemmings. However, if you move a victim here, you can move them out down the ladder. That's a way of getting it. And on the other side here, we can't see because of Selena here, who's also looking like she's having a bad time. Angry. This frown on her face. You can go down the tree. There's a tree on the other side that you can climb down and rescue them. What's nice is if the killer, if the poltergeist is in the foyer here, when you come down and you rescue them, you can go back up the ladder without moving. It's like a free turn to move up the ladder, or you can stay outside. You can stay here if you wish. Alice here, looking Irish, with green eyes, red hair, not looking like anything's happened to her. She's the one that doesn't look bruised, ripped, torn, or anything. She's the babysitter that's coming in not knowing what the heck is going on. And why are you babysitting in this haunted house? Like, no one's living here. It doesn't look like anyone's living here. Is it that you're babysitting for the Addons family? Anyhow, an invisible barrier. Look at this locking you in. You are trying to save this small girl. There is a stretch goal to unlock her mini for Creech Manor, which is very, very cool. These final girl cards here, the shop I think is unique to each girl or heroine, and certainly the super ability on the opposite side is also unique. Impossible to read that. I don't know why Kickstarter is not allowing high definition pictures to be uploaded, but we're getting this on most Kickstarters, we can't read detail. And I'm going to have to do a video on how Kickstarter can improve itself, but this tiny edge, why can it not go across here? Look at all this white real estate across here that it could be using Kickstarter. Anyhow, we're not here to criticize Kickstarter or critique Kickstarter. Yeah, you're going to have to be searching. You're going to be searching these rooms to find Caroline, and she's going to be hiding under the bed or in a cabinet or something like that. That's what you're trying to get. Caroline. That one. Little girl. I do love the art of the moon. The moon in this one as well. It's cool. A little bit of fog and purple mist out here. Do like the Poltergeist mini though. She looks like she is howling something. That looks cool. You know, you could change this mini where the shotgun's in the air and she's reloading it. 1980s action style. Loading it up. And what is going on here with Selena? What's she got in her hand? I don't know what that is. And she has a gun though. I do love the models. They kind of transcend from the... Because, you know, you're only getting the art, like, on the cards here. But this pushes it out further, which is nice. It adds to the art. Ooh, look at Geppetto, the Puppet Master. Reminds me of Carnival Zombie, and that's a good thing. Really is. Carnage at the Carnival. Geppetto wanted a family of his own. Using inspiration from his favorite stories, and with the help of dark rituals, he decided to make his own. This circus is just a front to find more new additions to the family. A surefire hit, Carnival of Blood is produced by Sean Varsos, with striking scenes from director of photography, Vladislava Ladkovia. Am I butchering these names? I do apologise. He's got blood around his mouth, blood all over his shirt, should wear a bib. What have you been eating? Rare meat. And his eyes are looking... Ooh. Sammy here looking mean, and Mary here looking like a modernist. Did you get women like this in the 80s? I don't know. She looks a bit more modern. You see her piercings in her nose and under her lip here. I don't know if you've seen the new one that's going on, which is here. A new piercing on the vocal pipe. Modern piercing culture's bonkers, isn't it? It is to me. Anyway. Again, these two heroes don't look like they've been roughed up. They are obviously visiting the Carnival of Blood. And... yeah, we don't know much about this one. You can see here there's no numbers on the locations to move victims around. We don't know what the final goal is here, what you've got to do to, you know, what the winning scenario is. We don't know anything about this. This is the one that's the most early. I'd say the ones up there are ready. They're getting play tested by YouTubers. This one looks like it's still early design. So it's still going. We can see here a few of the dark power though. He's making abominations like Frankenstein. And we can only get a few hints of what this is. And remember them. It's kind of, can you remember them from, you should know these characters and they've come back. Not as zombies, I don't know what they are. Possessed is probably closer to what has happened here. Possession has gone on, I don't know. I do like the Puppet Master's mini here with a little mini down here. Again, look, they've got these weapons. They could be up in the air striking. This one's nice though, of Marie. No, this is Marie with the short hair. This one is a Sammy. She's got the knife up, at least looking like she's defending or something. So that's the most dynamic of them all. Alright, Slaughter in the Groves. In Kanyaba. What the heck is this? I've missed this horror movie in my time. What is it? Each year, thousands of tourists flock to the ancient groves in Africa to see ancient and beautiful settings, artifacts, and places of worship. Vacations turn to nightmares when the masked killer Inkanyabi arrives to exact revenge on behalf of the gods. Slaughter in the Groves is produced by Evan Derrick, with scenes by talented director of photography Tumo Mayer. Ooh, so it's an African horror. Is this a movie? Is it? I don't know what this is coming from. I don't know. All I can tell you is, on the box cover here, Barbara is looking bloodied on her face, and so is Adeline. But here, they must have gone to the bathroom to clean up a little bit, because they're definitely a bit more saucy up here with some of the, you know, some of the ketchup is all around here. Sacred Groves. This one's not even got circles on it. This is even further behind. Further behind Carnival and Blood. So there we go. There we go. We are on Kickstarter, you know. This is a proper Kickstarter game. This is not, this game is ready. And we are ready to roll. We are a retail game in disguise. And we know there's a flood of games coming to Kickstarter because the conferences are cancelling. They want to get attention, and they're coming on Kickstarter as a retail game, and they are so obvious when they're popping up here. I'm going to have to do a feature movie about this. Keep calling them movies. Video. I like this one as well. There's not any of them I'm not liking. I do love all the theme that's coming. This African, very, very mysterious, totally mysterious. And what's the win condition here for the heroines? What unique abilities does Barbara have? You know, this is kind of the unknown stuff. And individual items to Africa. This is going to be very cool. Alright, I do love this mini. Oh, that. I'm very bad with names. Adeline. She's got a nice shield going on here. Very nice. Don't know what the hero's up to here. Look, this picture up here with the two, I don't know, these mini scythes. What's the word? Oh my god. Can't remember the word for these weapons. I keep forgetting stuff. It's because I'm doing these videos early in the morning. I need coffee. Tons of caffeine, please. Might help. I don't know. The word Kitara is jumping into my mind. Is that just, I don't know. I don't know. That's more dynamic pose. That'd be nice if his hero was like that. I mean, look at this guy. What's that? Look, you got it right here. This is the pose you want. Here are the minis, and the miniature size in the FAQ. Can I just nip there quickly? Minis 28. Kickstarter, I love you. You reset the page for me. 28 is the size. So miniature games are kind of pulling away from 28. They're going upwards to 35. But again, not a mini game. So 28 is what we're getting. I do love the fashions, though. I do love this. You've got a little apron on down here. Hot pants for the 80s. This ripped hot pants puts her kind of in the decade. I do love her hairstyle too. I love this Egyptian cut, which is, we don't know if it's going to become popular in the 20s, but it's looking like it is going to be popular. It's like the Cleopatra haircut is what it is, and I do like it. I'm trying to convince my wife to get this cut, but she has long hair like this. She doesn't want to go short. Alright, so there's the full set here, and it's $20 if you want it in. But you get there could be an extra one here. The little girl, Carolyn, is that her name? I forgot her name already. Yeah, you're going to get her as well, which is neat, really is neat. This gameplay here, I would skip past this really, because the video will give you the gameplay. The videos on here will give you better description of these, because it says you play cards to move, rest, attack, search. There's a lot more you can do here in the shop that the cards give you. The horror roll, and everything's got a currency of time. If you get a good roll on stuff though, you might be able to do it for free, like instantly is what that means. Which is nice. Yeah, the items to defeat the killer, if that is the goal. Poltergeist, you don't have to kill her. And you can see here the other shop where you can potentially unlock more stuff and then get her Uber ability. So she's going to get an extra attack on a roll. Whenever you're in the same space as the killer and inflict damage, do an additional attack, so it's +1. It says underneath, this GIF so fast, for each additional something receive time. We don't know what that is. For each additional victim saved, if you save a victim, you get more time. Alright. More time means more money. More money means better cards. So, fabulous stuff. It's just getting stronger. I love this. Where you're growing in strength. And so is the killer too. The Terror deck. And when a victim dies, the killer does become stronger down this track. I'm curious why you go down the track. Should you not be going up the track? Why is it going down? It's odd, isn't it? It's odd to me. Down? Look, it's going down the track. I don't know. Should it not be going up? I don't know. Should it? I don't know. It's odd, isn't it? It's kill or be killed. The game will end in one of two ways. Either you kill the killer or the killer kills you. But watch out, even in death, they might come back. This is the heart token. Flips to see what you get. Very cool mechanic. Achoo, coronavirus. Oh, yeah, my goodness. I do like the box that these minis are coming in. It is kind of nice to see. And you can see here it all stacks up like a set of VHS movies. If you go on eBay, you'll be able to get a VHS bookcase for these. Or if you're old and living in the same house as you were when you were in the 80s, if you go to your attic, you might be able to dust off a VHS box bookcase. Man, when you go retro, you need retro furniture. Oh man, there's a game mat. Pledge going up, pledge going up, pledge going up. Art not final though, and it'd be nice if this was one, but I think it's limited by the box size, so there is that. The one down here then, it holds the shop cards, 12 cards for the shop. It also holding the heroes card and her unique radial menu here. Top one here is for the killer. This guy. Stretch goals. An epic dark power card. Very hard, remember this is hard mode. A secret envelope in each feature film box. Ooh. Yes, Van Ryder likes to do secret envelopes, and you are not going to learn what is in it. And to get one in each film box, that up to 4 here so far, very, very cool. The 125k Mega Exciting lore and scenario book. This sounds great. Supplementary book added to the core that includes story background on each killer and final girl, as well as custom scenarios. That is juicy. Juicy! It's juicy kill, my goodness me. More stretch goals to come. More stretch goals revealed in the updates. Now the shipping to Mexico is sitting in the horrendous $70. Now that is an estimate, so I don't think City of Angels cost that. So we're going to go off the shipping for that, which was more around a 40 if I remember. I can't remember. I'll have to go back to that pledge and have a look, see how much shipping were. But hopefully they've put us, they can put us in the Canada route, because, you know, we are in the USMCA and we're only 2 borders off. We're only 2 states off the border with the US. We're not that far away. It's not like we're in the south of Mexico. We're up in the north. We're in the north of Mexico, in the north. Videos. If you are on the fence, please look at these videos. They are phenomenal. Liz here from Beyond Cellator. Oh, go back. You can see here the setup on the table is a little bit messy, and that's where the placemat, the mat, the game mat will certainly be much more appreciated, because, you know, your cards are always wonky on the table. At least the mat tidies that up a bit for me, which is cool. Everything gets a little bit wonky when you're playing. Look at this, like a little movie. Very cool, I love it. And you can see quite a big team on this game. This is a large, where I'd say it's going from middleware up to AAA material when you've got such a big team. But shout out to Somnia Crawler, the sculptor. Dynamic poses, please. They look like they're standing there for a photo, for the family photo. They need to be getting a photo for a horror movie. Weapon up and ready to be used. Somnia, please. Is this her? Yep. Oh, it's Somnia and How do you say that word? Lugara. Yes, you two then. Please, dynamic poses. Special mention to you. Very good. These avatars are really cool. The poltergeist behind her. How scary is that? And Carolyn up in the window. You can see it's a dilapidated house. Why are you babysitting her here? And again, another creepy one with the poltergeist behind. Ooh. Oh, look, you can see the killer here jumping behind her. very, very scary stuff happening here. Look at all this ketchup on their faces. Ooh, it's got a PG-13. It has. Epic PG-13. This is good with the circus behind. Very nice art. And you can see the puppet master here with all his, I'm going to say possessed, not zombies. Possessed. Here is that short haircut and pierced chicky doos. Looking cool. They all look great as killers, don't they? They really do look killer. Right, we need to go to the updates because there's magic happening. Simple as that. Magic is happening. The secret envelopes. The teaser of the 150k Carolyn miniature. She looks great, doesn't she? She's holding Mr. Floppy, a sweet stuffed bunny friend. Yeah, that looks very, very cool. There's a mega stretch goal. I don't know why they don't put this on the main page. They're hiding it here in the updates. Usually tourists to a campaign don't go in the updates. But yeah, mega stretch goal of 241. That's halfway to becoming the #1 funded solo only Kickstarter of all time. So if it gets halfway there, you're gonna get this deck box. It's a new vignette expansion called Tower from Above. It's a tuck box, and you're gonna get a new killer. It says inspired by Alfred Hitchcock film The Birds. It says, however, now the detailing, if we hit this mega stretch goal of 214 by half the time left in the campaign, so within 12 days, if they can hit this in 12 days, they are going to announce a mega stretch goal. One that will be so mega it will make this stretch goal look mini. It could be a full feature movie, is my guess, is what it's going to turn into with its own location. It's going to be cool, so that's why it's exciting, is because of that. Ooh. Carolyn's coming at 150 then, and we are getting close to 150. Getting close. So yeah, there's high hopes for this campaign, looking solid. Maybe the rulebook isn't ready yet. Again, we still need to know more about the other games that are down here. Should be featured at the top. These two, the other two, we don't know much about them. We need to know a little bit more of them. But yeah, more to come. Very, very exciting Kickstarter. Oh yes! We're in it to win it. We're backing it. Beautiful production. So yeah. Final Girl, amazing solo game. This is going to be the solo game of the year, isn't it? It's going to be it. We can feel it bubbling. There's a lot of solo games on Kickstarter right now, but this one is at the top of the tree. Is at the top of the tree. Well, this has been Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and please don't watch horror movies with the light off. Ooh, too scary. Bye-bye for now.